What's up, guys? This is Caruso from Caruso's Gaming and Reactions, and I'm back with another video. This time, we're doing my Avengers Endgame spoiler review. So, yes, I did my non-spoiler review before the weekend, and so here it is Tuesday, just like I promised that I was going to do it, my spoiler review today. So, I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys again. If you haven't seen this movie, cut this video off. Go and watch the movie, then come back, okay? And watch my spoiler review. It's much appreciated, and plus, I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it. But I did wait the weekend like I said I was going to do. Some YouTubers didn't do that. They should have, and they know better, but I did. So, in my lowly channel, it's going to try to do it the right way every time. Anyway, let's just get into this review. Let me tell you something. Freaking incredible. Freaking incredible. 3 hours long? So what? Who cares? It felt like 5 minutes of bashing action. I was locked in to this movie the whole time. So, it starts off with Hawkeye teaching his daughter how to shoot the bow. Apparently she's in competition shooting, apparently, or at least that's what it felt like it was. But she was as good as he was, and or you know, she was pretty good. And the wife and the other boys, the other kids, were on the around a picnic table, and they called them over to eat. The young lady was on the way to put the bow up. When he turned around, it was just dust floating in the air. It's just like ashes. And it just like, it completely flipped him out. Changed him. The movie started off extremely disturbing, kind of depressing. You know, there was no reaction really except for sadness. And then also, it was also sad to see Tony adrift in space in a Milano, really just barely hanging on. Him and Nebula out there trying to do the best they can. Nebula is part machine and mostly machine, so she can live a lot longer than Tony can. And so Tony sends a message to Pepper through his helmet. And I don't know if the message gets to her, but I know Captain Marvel shows up before he just like fades into the, you know, ether or whatever you want to call it, and she hand delivers the Milano to Earth, to Avengers headquarters, and lands the ship. And then they want to go after Thanos right away. They want to go get him. They want to find the stones and go get him. So they take their shot. The first shot, they get destroyed. So it doesn't work. Well, actually, they take their first shot. Excuse me. They take their first shot. They go in and get Thanos. She goes down there, punks Thanos. I mean, Captain Marvel is extremely powerful. I love the way they use her in this movie, and I love her movie. I disagree with other people who say the Captain Marvel movie wasn't good. They wasn't really paying attention. If you look at origin stories, as far as origin stories go, this was pretty decent. So, in terms of Captain Marvel. But back to Endgame. So basically, Captain Marvel was just, she is just all powerful. Period. She's more powerful than the Avengers, and she's meant to be. That's the way the movie is designed. Now, Thor was, you know, Thor arguably could probably beat Thanos on his own. You know, he has enough power to wipe out an entire army himself. And in theory, the Hulk can. You know, in theory, the Hulk is probably, you know, he's up there with Thor, you know, in terms of power levels. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, the Hulk can barely be beat, man. I'm serious. It's hard to even break his skin. So, you know, yeah. So, in terms of power level, it's Captain Marvel, Thor, and the Hulk, okay? Anyway, getting a little sidetracked here. They go in. Thor cuts Thanos' head off. And Rocky said, "Hey man, what'd you do?" He's like, "Hell, I went for the head." and he did. He went for the head. Last time he didn't go for the head. Thanos snapped his fingers, and that happened. So they go forward. They kill him. They don't find a way to actually get the stones because Thanos has destroyed the stones. So 5 years pass. And so that's explaining Tony's gray hair. He's got a child now. Ant-Man shows up. And Ant-Man is just like completely bewildered because 5 years has passed, but for him only 5 hours has passed. That's got to be a freak out, like mind-numbingly crazy. So he comes out and starts talking about quantum mechanics and how time works different on a quantum level. So they start coming up with this time heist do-over idea. And they go to Tony, and Tony's got a family now, and he's out of the game. So they leave Tony, and they go and get the Hulk. And lo and behold, the Hulk is not. It's it's not. It's Professor Hulk, and Professor Hulk is green, huge, but calm. So it was really fantastic to see him in that form. It looked kind of funny. He looks a little goofy. They kind of made him sort of like a neighborhood professor. Very smart, but they took the edge off of him. I think they should have at least left the edge for him. That didn't disappoint me all the way, but I was slightly disappointed by that because I like to see the edge in the Hulk, not have him tiptoeing around and things like that. He's still a Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about that part. I'm kind of slightly disappointed how they used him there, but overall I'm okay with it. Since in terms they had to use his brain to actually get this quantum idea going. But here's something where that he couldn't do, but Tony Stark could. So they tried it with Ant-Man. He turned him into a baby. Turned him into several other little things. Old people, stuff like that. So Tony shows up because he finds a way to actually go back in time on a quantum level, get the stones, come back, do everything over, change everything back the way it was, and actually take out Thanos. So they get the plan. They send Nebula. Nebula's part machine, so part of her is digital. She had a glitch, and they start playing old memories and old clips of things she's done. They rip her apart, find out everything, and so Thanos is in full kill the world Earth mode before they stop him from doing what he gets there. So they go after him, and it's a big brouhaha. And let me tell you something. My favorite part of this movie was when everybody, when Banner or Hulk snaps his fingers, it literally fries his arm, but snaps his finger and he brings everybody back. Everybody, okay? And so they all show up at the battlefield, and it's just incredible. When I say incredible, I mean incredible. It is large scale. It is massively huge, epic in its design and its execution. The delivery of heroes, all of them, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, the Guardians, everybody, Valkyrie, not just Doctor Strange, but Wong and all the students from, they brought back everyone. So it was crazy. They did get the stones, but at the cost of a life. Natasha Romanoff died in the movie. I did not expect that. It was very sad, very somber. They actually fought her, and Hawkeye was fighting about it, and that was the only way you could retrieve the Soul Stone. Somebody's life had to be given up, and that death cannot be undone. It couldn't be undone in that timeline, so they just couldn't do it. And so It's just one of those things that I didn't understand. So, and I know they're supposed to do a Black Widow movie, so this is probably going to predate her death, obviously. So, I didn't expect her to die. I really didn't. And it really kind of, I struggled with that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I really did, because she was one of the superstars of the entire franchise's Marvel period, because she's one of the original cast members, not of Iron Man, but she's still one of the original cast members of Iron Man 2, and so forth and so on. She was a very pivotal part of all of these movies, and she's sort of like the glue that kept all of that stuff together. Kept Iron Man honest and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a really sad departure. And then we get to the fight scene, and Thanos has his whole entire military there, and Spider-Man shows up, and Tony Stark sees him for the first time since he lost him after the first snap, and he gives him a huge hug in the middle of a battle, and I thought it was really touching. They're basically trying to get the glove to the quantum realm and return the stone, while they just deal with him. Deal with Thanos and his military. But Thanos knows that's what they're trying to do, so he throws his giant two-bladed staff, right, or sword, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. If you guys know what the name of his weapon was, put it in the comment section. Let me know. He threw it, destroyed the machine to get back. So he fights Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, comes in, destroys his ship, just slides right through it, just blows the shit out of it. One of the highlights of the whole movie. The other big whole highlight is that Captain America is worthy. He is worthy of Mjolnir. So it was really cool to see that hammer lift up after Thanos had done really just beat the crap out of the three of him, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. And just to see that hammer lift up, hit him, and then come back to Captain America. And man, let me tell you something. Captain America was whooping his ass. I mean, giving it to Thanos before Thanos actually got the upper hand with his blade, and just kind of, he literally he crashed that vibranium shield into half. So, but it still was a great moment in the movie where he just like ching, 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 right? Thanos was like, whoa! It was really, really cool, and I was just like, I was going crazy. So it was really, really, really exciting, and well, the other thing that I really thought was exciting is how strong Captain Marvel actually is. She literally just like, he headbutted her, nothing happened. She didn't budge. She just like lifted up and pushed him down to one knee. She's actually more powerful than him. There's something to be said for experience. She doesn't have a lot of it, and she wears her heart on her sleeve a little bit. She's a little arrogant about her power. So, that's the whole crux with Captain Marvel. But I thought that overall the movie was fantastic. We lose one more person, and we lose Tony Stark, and we basically lose Steve Rogers at the end, but he didn't die. He was going to return all the stones to their proper timeline and place in time, and while he was at it, he decided to go ahead and live out his life with Peggy Carter. Oh, excuse me, guys. Live out his life with Peggy Carter, and when he did return, he was already aged, probably 200 years old, probably. You know what I mean? He's already 100 and something. So, 200, 300 years old. He lived out his life, and we don't even know if he had kids or not. There's no end sequence. There's no credit scenes, or nothing like that. So it's possible. It's possible. But he did turn over his Captain America suit to Falcon, which I thought was a cool moment. I thought that was awesome to see that. Falcon deserves it. He really was a sidekick. Now he's the guy who's going to take over the mantle for Captain America. Of course, Falcon looked at Bucky to make sure it was okay because they was the ace bull. So it was pretty cool. And then we lose Tony. You know, well, not then, but before we lost Tony on the battlefield because Tony decided to snap his fingers with all of the stones in the gauntlet, and that kind of radiation is not meant for a human at all, and it just destroyed him, killed him. You know, he got blasted with tons of cosmic radiation. Basically, just grabbed his heart and just twisted it until it stopped. That's basically what happened. Sorry about that, guys. I live right next to a fire station. It's unavoidable. So, anyway, if you guys like my spoiler review, put it in the comment section below. Let me know. Like, share, and subscribe to this. And I appreciate it, guys. I'm Karuzu from Karuzu's Gaming and Reactions. And we'll see all of you guys in the next video.